Bewitching the Hockey Captain, written by Sasha Clinton, narrated by AI Voices. 1. Cynthia. It's ringing. I stare at the pink iPhone 15 Pro vibrating on my coffee table. It looks hilariously out of place among the old spell books with yellowed pages and faded ink, the modern pink contrasting against the muted greens, browns, and maroons of the herb jars crowding the surface of the table. It's past midnight. Except for the lavender-scented candles that have burned down to their last dregs, there's no other light in my room. I was in the middle of casting a spell for my latest client, but this phone call has jerked me out of my witchy headspace, frayed my concentration until I couldn't focus on anything but the loud noise tearing through the sacred witchy space of my apartment. I huff out an angry breath, frustrated. I shouldn't feel so irritated. It's my own fault for bringing some strange person's mobile phone home. Just because I found it abandoned didn't mean I had to pick it up. My black gown rustles as I drag myself away from my candles and mirror setup to the phone. The caller ID shows a name, Matt. Must be one of the iPhone owner's friends, probably calling to try and find the phone. I have to tell this Matt guy to come pick it up. I can't hold on to this mysterious phone forever, especially now that it has interrupted my ritual. I drag the green icon on the screen. This entire evening can be broken down into a sequence of bad decisions, the latest of which is staring at me and making an angry ringing noise that's loud enough to wake my neighbors. Bad idea number 1. Going to an ice hockey game when I don't even understand the rules of ice hockey. My so-called friend pushed me into it. She had a ticket, and she said I needed a life. Being a full-time witch means I never leave my house. I even order groceries online. I'm a hermit. So I thought, why not? Spending an evening alone in a crowd of cheering fans might be a good change of scenery. Bad idea number 2. Picking up the phone I found in the arena. To be fair, I was hoping to be a good Samaritan and hand it into the lost and found department. But that slipped my mind because of... Bad idea number 3. Drinking. Self-explanatory. After watching a game I didn't enjoy in the company of strangers who were too loud for my taste, I drowned myself in some good old-fashioned booze. It's not like I work a corporate job. I can wake up whenever I want. Hello? I answer the call. The scent of lavender hanging in the air suddenly feels cloying. I'm going to have to change the candles. Oh my God, you answered. I thought I'd been robbed. By the way, the iPhone you have is mine. A deep male voice drips into my ears, sweet, with an edge of roughness, like honey flecked with salt. I've never understood people who describe voices as being delicious, but I do now. I'd lick his voice like a lollipop if I could. Hello? Are you still there? How did you get my phone? Thank you for answering my call, by the way. I was going out of my mind. I just bought the phone last month. I'm pretty attached to it, you know. I hope I didn't disturb you. It's pretty late. Were you asleep? I swear I didn't mean to call at such a bad time. I have this habit of messing things up without meaning to. Geez, I can't believe I managed to lose my phone at the game. People say you're supposed to become more mature as you age, but I'm only becoming more of a klutz. He seems to have run out of breath because he pauses. Realizing I've not said anything or made any noises, I jerk my tongue into action. I have a feeling he'll keep blabbering on all night if I let him. I don't have the patience for it. It's okay. I wasn't asleep. I found this phone at the arena. I planned to hand it to security, but I stuffed it into my coat pocket and forgot all about it until I got home. My fault. You can pick it up tomorrow if that's convenient. We can meet at a cafe or somewhere. The thing is, I'm out of town right now. You were at the Boston Predators versus Toronto Tigers a few hours ago. I reminded him, tapping my fingers over the phone. My ornate silver rings make clanking sounds with each movement. Life moves fast. Hear a few other male voices coming from where he is. He's probably in a public place. Sounds busy. But the moment I'm back in town, I'll pick up my phone. I promise. Until then, make sure you take good care of my Mimi. Mimi? That's her name. I scoff. Your phone has a name? I told you I was attached. He exhales. The thing is, I'm going to have to call you every day to check on her. You're not serious. This conversation is getting crazier by the minute. If not for his sincere, genuine voice, I'd think he was a nutcase. His voice dips low, cracking with desperation. It's hard to explain, but it's a good luck ritual of mine. I'll flub my game unless I speak to someone on my phone before the game. Game? Does he play some kind of sport? He sounds young. He could even be in high school. Maybe he's one of those jocks who's serious about playing pro after graduation. Are you an athlete? There's a long pause. Something like that. I know it sounds dumb, but I started this superstition in high school and it helped me win many impossible games, so I've stuck with it. Right now, I need all the luck I can get. A superstition. It sounds so weird, but who am I to judge other people's weirdness? I'm a witch. I'm plenty odd myself. And one of my oddities is that I'm a recluse. I'm proud of it too. I'm an emotionally self-sufficient, independent female who prefers my own company to the company of others. I'm content with practicing my craft and devoting myself to the small things that make my life meaningful. Because happiness is an ordinary thing. It doesn't require a lot of friends or constant socialization. Peace is found in the silence of the soul. I don't like talking to people. I prefer being alone. We barely know each other. I can't even carry on a conversation with my own mother. This Matt, or whatever his name is, has shit luck if he's relying on me to keep his streak of superstition going. A long, dreadful sigh unfurls in my ear. Promise I won't take up too much of your time. Please, it'll be in the mornings. I wake up early in the mornings and spend an hour brewing and drinking tea while soaking in the magic of nature from my plants. It's my quiet time. Surrounded by my magic, unhurried by the demands of life, I can unwind and let my imagination roam free. Around 7 a.m., he continues. By 7, I'm usually done with my tea and have started to fill orders that come into my online store. My online business makes up most of my income. Ever since I started my e-store selling all kinds of esoteric and spiritual stuff like crystals, psychic readings, and gratitude journals I designed myself, it has been doing pretty well. It'll be only 5 minutes, he's still begging. Matt has persistence, I'll give him that. I mean, it's great that you love being alone. I totally respect that. I won't waste your time. It'll just be a good morning and how are you? Somehow, I know it won't end with 2 lines. Matt talks too much. He yaps on and on without taking a breath. He's the type who'll take 10 minutes to say good morning. My witchy sixth sense tells me that. I'll brighten your day. You won't regret it. Excitement radiates from his voice and his energy infects me like a virus. But my heart is too cold and jaded for anything to penetrate my defenses. My muscles tighten in self-defense. I feel my body curling inward trying to protect itself from the incoming invisible attack. I'm sure you think I'm not normal, I mutter. You're the most amazing thing I ever heard. I know why you hate socialization. The basics are so boring. Matt sensed that you're the kind of person who knows how tea tastes better, how balanced and stirring candles can make your day and night. My throat's choked from shock. Oh, wait, what did he just say? People envy me? Me? A reclusive witch who doesn't have a proper job and is too different for anyone to relate to? Matt continues to jabber on, unaware of his effect. I'm really passionate about my job too. Lots of people told me I could never make money doing this, that it was just a dream. It's not realistic, yada, yada, yada. But what do they know? Not everybody has to achieve success the same way. Some people are born to be unique. Some people are born to be unique. I'm puzzled by the tightness behind my eyes. I'm not the emotional type. I've gained control over my feelings since I started practicing witchcraft and honing my psychic abilities. I rub my throat, but the ache inside only intensifies. What do you do? The words shudder out along with a ragged breath. For the first time, I'm asking that question not because it's social etiquette, but because I'm genuinely curious. Sports, hockey, he says. There's reluctance in his voice. But I just have a regular job in sports. Nothing special. My fingers tighten on the phone. That's still pretty awesome. I rarely compliment people. It's not me, but I said it before I knew what I was saying. For that second there, I related to him. going against the grain to finally make our dreams come true, being so different that we're always aliens in our environment. We might have that in common, but it's nothing compared to all the differences between us. You seem so nice. I'm glad you found my phone. This conversation would have gone badly if there was a phone thief on the other end. He snorts in laughter at his own humor, zero self-consciousness on display. The longer I talk to him, the stronger the feeling in my gut becomes. There's something familiar about his gravelly voice that wraps around me like a warm blanket. Have we met before? Do you know anyone called Jason? Isn't your name Matt? I borrowed my friend's phone. He's Matt. I'm Jason. What's your name? Cynthia. I rubbed the rainbow moonstone lying near me on the couch. Like that name. Don't know many Cynthias. I stifle a yawn. Gee, I'm sleepy. I should go to bed. Talk to you tomorrow, Cynthia. I don't realize until I hang up that rainbow moonstone I've been caressing is the stone
of new beginnings. I pray it's not an omen. I don't need any new beginnings. Chapter 2. Cynthia. The next morning, I sit down at my desk to check orders in my store when the siren song of a phone's ringtone blasts its way into the quiet living room. My first reaction was shock. I left Jason's device to die last night, but it's as resilient as its owner because it still has enough power to sustain its upbeat ringtone, which happens to be Pharrell Williams' Happy. Jason is one predictable guy. At this point, it wouldn't be a stretch to assume that his house is filled with inspiring quotes, and he's one of those optimists who starts his day with positive affirmations. Because I'm happy, clap along if you feel like. I dash out of my chair and smash the green button for one and one reason only, to silence the overly cheerful ringtone that's grating on my nerves. Good morning. I hope you're having a great day. His voice drops like a bomb, clearing away all my grogginess and injecting me with a surge of energy. You again? I hiss. I said I'd give you your phone back. You can't expect me not to call you again after telling me you're a witch. There's a faint whirring of a blender coming from his vicinity. No surprise. He's the type to drink morning smoothies. I want to know things. I've never talked to a witch before. I massage the kink in my shoulder. I charge for sharing my knowledge. He'll pay me when we meet to exchange my phone. Wow, he's determined. I dig my fingers into the metal body of the phone. Do you believe in magic? Nope. He makes a guttural sound. I've grinded too hard in life to trust luck. That's a good attitude. Too many people want easy, miraculous fixes to problems that can only be solved by going inward and doing emotional work on themselves. Do you tell them that? No. I tell them to mix mugwort with sage and take salt baths to cleanse their aura. I snort. I hope that sounded appropriately witchy. Never tried salt baths, he mooses. Maybe I should. Let me know how it works. His exhale mixes with the blood rushing in my ear. Talking to him makes my heart beat faster, probably because I'm anxious. It can't last whatever we have going on. People quickly lose interest in my weirdness and start to become apathetic. When I decided to become a professional, I thought I was prepared to hustle like my life depended on it. Man, did I underestimate how much psychological work there would be. Overcoming my demons and facing my fears every day feels like a never-ending battle. They get stronger the higher you go, and then you have to become stronger too to cope with them. His intimate confession, coupled with the reflective, somber environment around me, is tugging at me to go deeper. What are you most afraid of? Injuries, losing, disappointing the people who believe in me, not being able to do what I love anymore. A light, airy laugh breaks through the seriousness. Then he adds, having my weird kinks exposed in public. He has no hint of flirtation in his voice, no heat, just easy humor. Normally, hearing a guy refer to sex, even vaguely, would be enough to turn me off, but with Jason, I sense that he inserted that line to cover his previous confessions. What are your weird kinks, by the way? Trust me, you don't want to know. Shall I guess? You're into feather play, sensual massage, and praise. All of those acts feel good on sore, tired muscles. Since Jason is in sports, he must often work out. Plus, he seems like the type to thrive on praise, not degradation, because he fears being hated by people so much. Pure silence on the other end greeted me. What are you afraid of, Cynthia? There's a hint of vulnerability that wasn't there before. Maybe I did hit this spot with my prediction. People.
I reply without hesitating. Then immediately clam up. My chest folds in around my ribcage, bracing for being told off for being agoraphobic, for being asked to trust and love people when they never do anything to deserve my trust or love. I'm sorry, Jason says. Your apologizing can't change anything. Besides, he's going to return to Boston and retrieve his phone soon. This could be the last time I'm talking to him. It's not even your fault. Everybody is afraid of other people, he agrees. Serial killers and burglars are people too. And so are you, I remind him, the bitterness from past experiences haunting my whisper. You're a person too, Cynthia. Are you afraid of yourself? No, why would I be? Then you have no reason to be afraid of anyone else. If you love yourself, you can handle whatever shit other people throw at you. You can trust yourself to cut them out of your life if you need to. Have you done that before? Cut people out? I shouldn't pry, but the fervency of his tone, the undertone of aggression is not something I expected from the cheerful Jason. But I guess when you're a nice guy, there's always the side of you that other people don't know about. I hear the soft inhale of breath as he opens his mouth to answer. The phone picks that exact moment to run out of battery. Guess the number of times I've left my house in the last week. 1. Yep, that's right. One time, that was to go to the Predators game because my only acquaintance / sort of friend forced me to. Yet I'm willingly stepping out for the second time in 2 days to buy an iPhone 15 charger. It had been cheaper to order it on Amazon, but I don't have the patience to wait for 24 hours for it to get here. I need it now. There's a place close to my apartment that sells these kinds of things. Thankfully, the shop is empty. I quickly name the product I want to the assistant and the counter, and he produces it quickly. My fingers are threaded into each other. My pulse is skipping at the pace of a gym rat trying to lose weight. I keep my gaze cast to the floor in case he tries to be friendly or talk to me. It's anxiety-inducing when people try to talk to me, because the topic invariably turns to, so what do you do? There's no way to answer that question without inviting some kind of judgment. I prefer to escape small talk altogether. That's why I have chosen to move exclusively to safe spaces, spaces where eccentricities like mine are understood, even appreciated. Unfortunately, most of those communities tend to be online, not offline. You live around here? The guy at the counter asks me while my payment is processed on the card machine. I freeze. My nerves turn to stone. No signals reach my brain. I don't know what to do or how to react in such a situation. Should I tell him yes? Isn't it dangerous to tell strange men my whereabouts? But if I brush him off, it'll be awkward. I'm saved from the conundrum of picking between ruining my reputation in the neighborhood electronics store or ruining my sense of safety by my phone ringing. My phone's chime isn't bright or happy. It's dark, moody, and melancholy, like me. Sorry, I clear my throat, fishing my phone from my purse. I don't care if this is a spam call. I'm ready to listen to someone sell me a pyramid scheme if I can avoid an unwanted interaction with the cash register guy. Hello. I add a bit of oomph to my voice, attempting to sound respectable and certain. Are you outside? The grinding of teeth munching chips punctuates the words. That cool feminine voice triggers instant recognition in my brain. Selena is a fellow occult enthusiast, my college classmate, and a longtime sort of friend. We met when the both of us took the witchcraft and folklore course during our sophomore year in college, and then started to hang around each other. Yeah, I reply. Are you sick? She crinkles the chips packet. You walked out of your apartment on your own 2 feet? I had something to do. Spill, she urges. The gnashing of her teeth intensifies the loud crunch of chips, a steady beat in my ear. What is this something? I'm buying a phone charger. In person? That doesn't sound like you. Remember the time you made me drive 3 miles to buy you onions because you didn't want to set foot in a supermarket? You still owe me for that one. I went to the game you wanted me to go to, didn't I? I retort. I really wish I hadn't gone. The catch of breath, the quiver in my words doesn't go undetected. Something happened there, didn't it? I ended up with a strange person's cell phone, and now they're calling me.
A weirdo? You should call the police. Selena jerks the phone closer to her ear, and it rubs against her big earrings. She wears them all the time, even to sleep. This might be shocking, but I meet Selena in person sometimes, face to face. I willingly drive myself to her place at least once a year for Thanksgiving. We hang out in her grandma's old basement. Most of the time, though, she comes over to my apartment and we eat takeout. Both of us hate cooking, while drinking ourselves to oblivion in the middle of a ritual. She's nothing like me. Aggressive, driven, really good at charming people when she wants to. She used to be a high-powered sports agent, but she quit her job. She never tells me why. Now she mooches off her grandma, who lives in a crumbling old Victorian house 3 miles from my place. She spends her days doing nothing and sometimes researching spells at home. She's not a serious witch like me, more of a dabbler. He's not a weirdo, I emphasize, afraid Selena will overreact. She has a lot of time on her hands and a hyperactive imagination. Just some guy who works in sports. Makes sense. You found his phone at a hockey game. Yeah. So now I'm charging it so I can return it to him. The battery died before I could ask his address. Bummer. She makes a little mumble. If you don't want to deal with it, I can deal with it for you. Been a while since I spoke to weirdos on the phone. You hate the sports world. You keep saying that's why you quit. She pauses too long. My intuition pings. I know there's something Selena isn't telling me about her past career. She looks tense around people and avoids going to any places connected to hockey. I mean, why would she give me a ticket to a hockey game that she got from someone when I don't even follow the game? That was ages ago, she mutters. I fish out my apartment key and turn it in the lock. It clicks open. I can handle it. Don't worry. It's only a phone. Want to come over here and talk about it? No. Want me to come over to your place? No. Fine, but if I don't hear from you tomorrow, I'm going to assume that aliens switched your brain and call the police. You're so extra. How's Grandma Anderson? Well, you know her health is getting worse every day. I don't even want to think of what I'll do when she's gone. Living with her has been a blessing. You can work in my online shop packing orders if you need a job afterwards. That's all I can offer her. I unpack the charger I just bought and slam it into a socket. The phone screen lights up before going black again. Thanks, Selena whispers. Shoot, I think Grandma's calling me. The call ends there. I sigh into the mystical emptiness of my apartment. The pink phone threatens me at the corner of my eye, promising to upend my peaceful world. Is that a premonition? I shouldn't be irritated. I have no right to expect the phone to ring again. Jason already called in the morning. Why would he call twice a day? He has a life, I assume. I rub my head, wondering what's happening to me. Waiting on other people to call and text isn't like me. I should just go to sleep. The next morning, the phone is fully charged, but 7 a.m. comes and goes without any phone calls. I should have just left the phone at my desk, but instead I brought it to the bathroom, hoping he'd call, not want to miss it because I'm soaking in a bubble bath. I've probably glanced at it 100 times already, hoping to hear that familiar ringtone. I live a pretty predictable life, and receiving a weird guy's phone calls might be the most exciting thing to happen in my life. My chest deflates, a wave of low mood crashes over me. I hate this feeling. I didn't even ask him to call me, but when he doesn't, it feels like rejection. Maybe Jason thought I was too gloomy. He decided he'd rather call someone else. He could be busy, but what if, when our call disconnected yesterday, he thought I did that deliberately? Maybe he assumed I didn't want him to call anymore. I'm paralyzed by all the different trains of thought crashing into my brain at once. Jason doesn't have the right to do this to me. I'm going to call him and set this straight. I angrily tap on the last number that called me. Hello, Cynthia? He sounds groggy. The rough texture of his voice curls at the base of my spine. The grit in his tone is alluring. I slap my head. I can't go there. I wanted to let you know that I didn't hang up on you yesterday. Your phone died. So that's what happened. Yeah, I'm not avoiding you or anything like that, if that's what you were thinking. He didn't think that. Of course he didn't. He's positive and self-confident. The idea of people wanting to avoid him and get away from him probably never even crosses his mind. He groans the way people do when they turn during sleep. He's still in bed. I should just end a call. But I can't. The needy side of me that seeks connection refuses to let go. My throat is strained with the weight of guilt. My lungs feel squeezed. I need to be honest and open for a second. Yes, I miss you. I don't like it when my routines are broken, I tell him instead. It stresses me out. Forming new habits is hard for me, but once I do, it's irritating not to follow through. Will you be okay once I get my phone from you? I don't know. Anxiety seeps through my pores. Part of my psyche is clinging hard to the faceless Jason, not wanting to let go. Are you back in Boston? Not yet. I'll be back in a week. A week. In a week, I'll no longer hear his voice, no longer unwrap new layers of him every time I call. I massage the knot in my belly. I look forward to returning your phone then. Can't wait to see you in person. A gust of disappointment travels through my chest. Same.
Chapter 3. Cynthia. Little by little, Jason's calls become more frequent. With every passing day, I'm growing more accustomed to the noise that disturbs my quiet, solitary life. My first reaction when that shrill ringtone rents the air is no longer irritation. After waking up and writing my gratitude list for the day, I sit on the floor cross-legged, waiting for the phone to light up with his name. Giddiness surges through my body when the exuberant noise of the ringtone buzzes in my ears. No, wait, what am I doing? Why the hell am I excited? I don't even like people. Conversations are poison. Interactions with men are the same thing as swallowing iron barbs. Usually, I do my best to ignore everybody around me and focus on the things that matter most: my mental peace and my craft. But even years of living alone contentedly can't convince my soul to give up on the tiny spark of human connection that's calling out through the pink rectangular device. Cynthia, please don't hang up. When I hear his voice, my whole body warms up from the inside, like someone drowned me in a tub of hot cocoa. Fitting for the season, too. I wonder how Jason celebrates Christmas, if he has a big family or if he simply watches Netflix and drinks eggnog alone in his snazzy apartment. For some reason, I'm convinced he lives in one of those ultra-modern, lifeless apartments. Call it a witch's intuition. I don't want to disturb you, but I'm going off the walls. I need to talk to someone. All the people around me are being overly nice. I swear, I can't take one more empty platitude. I was an idiot. I know it. They know it. Man, I think I've just flushed my career down the drain. What was I thinking? Sorry, I didn't catch what happened, I say. What's driving you crazy? He drops an uncharacteristically deep sigh. We had a tense game today, and I got injured. It's an MCL tear in my right knee. I won't be playing for a few weeks. God, my leg hurts. But that's not even the main issue. I feel so useless. This is a really crucial time for the team. We need to go to the playoffs this year. I hear a scratching, scraping sound like he's trying to move. God, I'm the worst captain in the history of the NHL. The fans are going to hate me for disappointing them. He talks so fast, but every word is packed with genuine emotion. I can picture him animatedly moving his hands, a million expressions shifting on his face. He's so easy, so open with his feelings. But that also means that his fear bleeds through just as easily. Anxiety coats his voice like frost. He's acting hyper, but this time his energy is a shield to hide his anxiety. Again, a weird urge to know more about this creature called Jason prickles in my chest. Wait, you're a jock? My jaw hits the floor. I thought you had a corporate job. I don't know why, but I imagined him as a buff office worker with a sunshiny temperament, one who gets on the nerves of everyone else in the office. But I guess being a player suits his personality more. Yeah, sorry I lied. People change how they act around me when they realize who I am. But why? Part of being a star athlete, he says. You've figured out who I am, haven't you? No. Who are you? I'm puzzled. Am I supposed to know who he is? You were at the arena that day, Jason says. You didn't see me in the game? You were playing? He clears his throat as if he's getting ready to make an important speech. I'm the captain of the Boston Predators, Jason Kolinski. Okay, so? Why do I sense that he's having a meltdown on the other side of the phone?
Jason must be used to being treated like he's a god, but I'm not the type to be starstruck. I don't get the whole celebrity worship culture. In my world, there's only silence and magic, the cycles of the moon, plants, books, and spells. Everything else is too bright, too loud, too overwhelming to keep up with. Sorry, I don't follow ice hockey, I clarify. Jason is still quiet. The reason I was at the game was because I got a free ticket from someone. Besides, how do you expect me to have seen your face? You wear those huge masks while you're playing. They're called helmets. I shrug. Details. Whatever. Ouch. I can't believe I called you hoping to hear that I hadn't let down fans and you don't even know what a helmet is. I'm not a fan. He figured. He chuckles. Despite his knee injury and bruised ego at not being identified, he seems to be as chipper as usual. I envy this guy's optimism. I wish I could bottle it and cast it as a spell. Will you feel better if I cast a spell for you? You can do that? You can cure me with magic? His intonation is rising with every syllable. Guess I called the right person. I almost feel bad popping his bubble. We both know it won't. It'll be like a prayer for your health, so there's a teeny tiny chance you might heal faster than you otherwise would. You'll wish for my health? I mumble. Are you scared? A little. Injuries are scary for an athlete. For a second, I thought my whole career would be gone in a flash. Everything I'd worked for all my life. I'm only 33. 33. He's 2 years older than me. Given his exuberant personality, I put his age range in the early 20s. Meditation helps me calm down and de-stress. I tell him, do you want to meditate with me? It'll help you see how small your fears are in the grand scheme of the universe. You'll lead me through it? I expected him to reject the idea right out of the gate. Not a lot of people consider meditating with friends to be an exciting pastime. I'll even play bowls for you. They have a nice sound that helps beginners focus. My sound bowl setup is always in place at one corner of my living room. I sit down behind the bowls. Picking up 2 cylindrical metal rods, I strike one against the big bowl, letting the rich sound resonate throughout the space. Relax your muscles, I say, putting the phone down near the bowls in activating speaker mode. Close your eyes and enjoy the sound bath. Jason's breaths are steady, solid, and deep, as they should be. Imagine a bright light pulsing at the crown of your head. Surrender all your worries to this light and watch them dissolve with the music. I play a relaxing tune on the bowls. I can feel myself being carried to a faraway shore, my mind returning to the void where everything is one and the whole world is part of me. Inside me. With every sound, let go of all the tension in your muscles, starting with your head. I go through each part of his body slowly, letting the mellifluous tones of the bowls reverberate until their vibrations have dissipated to nothing. When I strike the crystal bowl for the last time and tell Jason to open his eyes, he remains quiet for a moment, still basking in the afterglow of inner peace. Yeah, I feel better. Thanks. I've never done that before. It's therapeutic. I'm surprised you were able to concentrate. Most people drift off. I'm good at focusing, he replies. Those bowls make a nice sound. I rise from my cross-legged position, padding over to the kitchen for a drink of water. I've never meditated with someone or led someone through it, but I liked it too. I'm glad you enjoyed it. Exploring one's inner world can be fascinating and healing, especially when the outer world is chaotic. My outer world is definitely in disarray right now, he sighs. Reporters might be here any time. I'm sure you'll be playing even when you're old. I can't imagine you ever running out of energy. I'll be the oldest player in the league then. Will you be okay? You won't be in any matches for a while? I'll play video games to kill time. I might call you if I get bored. We both know he doesn't have to call me. His superstition revolves around his games, and since he won't be participating in any for the next few weeks, is there any point in the ritual? But he never suggests that we stop. I think we both know why.
Chapter 4. Cynthia. Curiosity killed the cat, and it's going to make me go blind if I don't stop scrolling pictures of Jason Kolinski on Google image search. For hell's sake, it's past midnight. I should be asleep, ensconced in the moonlight, ready to rise with the sunshine. Instead, I'm squinting in the darkness, hiding my phone under the duvet like a teenager reading her first smutty novel. A flush of heat creeps up my cheeks as I click on an ad he did for Calvin Klein underwear. the picture shows him naked, except for the sexy black boxers clinging to his lower half, showing off every single sinew in his toned, athletic body. My gaze trails down his sculpted chest, down his flat, toned stomach, to the trail of hair that disappears under his boxers. Goodness, I'm a pervert. Certified. Whatever was left of my dignity flees when I zoom into his groin. Make that double certified pervert. Does he have to be hot? No. He could have been just a big, average-looking jock. He could still turn out to be smelly or have 6 toes. Not that I'm going to meet him anytime soon. He's laid up in bed with his injury. He said it'd take 6 weeks to heal, so I'm stuck with his phone until then. Secretly, I was happy when he told me that. I've been sort of enjoying these morning conversations with him. He's like a ray of sunshine. His positive energy bleeds through his voice and into my life, making my day just a little bit better. Don't you have staff to run these errands for you? Can't somebody pick up this phone for you? I ask him when he calls me the next morning. I'm groggy, sleep-deprived, and I had to skip my morning ritual because I fell asleep during my crystal meditation. Don't even ask me about all the naked images of Jason Kolinski that floated through my brain while I was trying to focus on a lotus. Epic fail. I want to see you, he replies, a quiet desperation adding gruffness to his tone. So I'm going to get my phone from you when I'm better. It's not worth it. God, how do I tell him that he's a literal Greek god with his toned abs, gorgeous face, and luscious lips framed by a dark brown beard that I'd like to eat for breakfast? I'm not insecure about my looks, but I'm realistic. We're not in the same league looks-wise, or anything-wise. He makes 8 figures a year for starters, and I make 6 figures? He answered with an emphatic click of his tongue. Don't care. I've seen enough pretty puck bunnies. I want to see what a witch looks like. Puck bunnies. That word gets stuck in my throat like rancid chewing gum. It burns. I'm not brave enough to confront the cause of that pain, so I pour hot coffee down my throat to erase all sensation. I never drink coffee, but I broke my cardinal rule and ventured outside to the Dunkin' Donuts on my block today. I have a whole lot of orders to fill from my online shop and 16 tarot readings to record. I can't afford to rest. How many puck bunnies do you know? My voice breaks, humiliating me in the worst way possible. I sound like a shy teenager. Stop. Why am I self-destructing like this? There's no reason for me to be interested in Jason's love life. It's none of my business. We're just... what? Weird phone buddies? Phone thief and phone owner? Our relationship is fleeting, meaningless, shallow. Then why does it feel like more? Since I saw his pictures online, listened to his interviews, and heard his life story of how he climbed up to the top of the hockey league from a podunk town in Canada, I can't deny that he's a real breathing person. A real breathing person with a great personality and attitude. The problem is he's breathing in my ear now and it's scrambling my senses. How many do I know? Personally or sexually? I think we both realized at the same time that he just went somewhere he shouldn't have gone. And now the whole night of scrolling through sexy Jason Kolinski pictures is coming back to bite me in the ass. Because I'm picturing his naked, muscled body trapping mine, holding my hands over my head. My core clenches as I envision his cock pumping into me, fast, hard, driving all the breath out of my lungs, making me feel as good as movies say sex is supposed to feel. I shake my head, pulling myself out of that fantasy. Forget I asked. Forget I answered. His voice is low, trembling like he's embarrassed by what he just said. I wasn't trying to show off. For the record, I don't think women are trophies, or that the number of women I've slept with says anything about me or them. The point I was trying to make is that there are women who are also puck bunnies that I have taken the time to know personally. I think they're great hockey fans who love the sport as much as I do. I scratch my ear. The warmth radiating from his voice is spreading all over my body. It's sexy that he treats people like people, even though it's so easy for someone in his position to do otherwise. Thank you for that detailed explanation, I say. Through our apparently telepathic connection, we reach a nonverbal agreement to never talk about our sex lives. Yeah, let's talk about the sport. Jason clears his throat awkwardly. How can I convert you to an ice hockey fan? Don't even try. I can't imagine my life without hockey, he says. I've loved the game since I was a kid. It was all I could think about. I spent all my time at the ice rink. His passion is infectious.
Sometimes I can sense things through voices. Right now, I'm picturing a young Jason skating around the rink, eyes full of wonder at the magic of ice skating. It's the same for me, I say. I was into occults and mysticism before New Age was trendy. I was that weird goth girl in high school. I can picture that, he giggles. There's a slight, hesitant pause before he inquires, "What do you look like, Cynthia? You know, physically, I'm only asking so I can identify you when you give me my phone back." We both know that's not why he's asking, but since I cheated and looked up pictures of him on Google search, I'm going to be fair and tell him. Let's see. 5'3", 130 pounds, black hair, brown eyes. That sound witchy enough? You're 5'3"? That's short. Good thing I didn't try out for the ice hockey team, I snap back at him. I hear Jason stifle a snort. Sorry for offending you. You didn't. If you want, I can send you a picture of me. Again, only fair considering how many pictures of him I've downloaded on my phone since last night. I'd like that. Send me one with your witch costume and broom. I don't wear a costume or carry a broom around. This isn't ice hockey. We don't have uniforms. I was just kidding. There's a sound behind him. A loud bang is followed by a chorus of male voices. He's being drowned by the noise. I need to go. He's already drifting away. I'll call you again tomorrow to make sure you haven't taken off with my phone. I don't even open my mouth to retort, because I want him to keep calling.
Chapter 5. Jason. You know what we're doing is called stalking. Matt Holden, the star forward of the Boston Predators, leans against the car window, lips screwed up in a frown. Your reputation will be ruined overnight if we're busted. Imagine how disappointed your fans are going to be. Can you stop being anxious, Annie? I hiss. I don't need your negativity. I'm being a good friend. You're my fellow stalker, I remind him. We're both here. Only because you roped me into this by threatening you'd jog here if I didn't drive you, and I'm a bleeding heart who cares about your health and recovery more than you do. I'm not stalking her. I'm only making sure my phone is safe. I paid a lot for it. You make $50 million a year, Matt shakes his head. Come up with a better excuse. I bet you've never had an attachment to anything. You're not attached to that phone. You're obsessed with that witchy girl, Matt interjects. I'm bored. A yawn. It's boring to stay at home doing nothing all day. If you were bored, you should have watched a movie on Netflix. Deep inside, I know he's right. I'm supposed to be laid up in bed, resting, not out stalking a woman I barely know, a civilian at that. But I'm so bored, and Cynthia has been stuck in my mind like a music track on auto-repeat. These days, I'm constantly wondering about her, what she must be doing, how she looks, whether she likes me. I might have lied a bit when I said I was out of town. I was too lazy to pick up my phone that night, and now I don't want to, because talking to her soothes my nerves before a game. I'm always so wrapped up in hockey, and so is everybody around me. Hearing the perspective of someone who couldn't be bothered to give two hoots about the sport or about the Boston Predators is like a breath of fresh air. There's something about her cold, dry contralto voice that relaxes my muscles immediately. When she delivers a potent shot of sarcasm, I throb with excitement. I never had the opportunity to ask her age or whether she has siblings. I want to ask her so much. Once she returns my phone, I'll lose my only connection to her. Given her solitary nature, I doubt she'll want to keep in touch. I'm not ready to let the nameless, formless bond between us go yet. You know it's not healthy. You're playing with her because you think it's fun, but she might be getting attached to you. I want to tell him that it's the other way around. I'm the one stalking her right now. After all, Cynthia is cool and detached. She doesn't care for my celebrity status or anything else. Nothing I have moves her, but her depth and easy humor captivate me. I'm blowing off some steam. Besides, she helps me concentrate on my games. Matt scoffs, leaning against the car window. Don't use a poor, unsuspecting woman as your stress relief. She's not my method of stress relief. She's my curiosity, the tingle that makes my brain excited to get out of bed every morning, as indispensable as a cup of coffee, which I can't actually drink because I play sports professionally and it's bad for my health. There's movement on the street. The door to the house where my phone's tracker showed its location opens and two women amble out, a tall blonde and a petite brunette. I already know which one of them is Cynthia. Silver crescent moon-shaped earrings glitter at her ears. Thin golden chains dangle from her neck, cast in clear relief by the inky black of her dress. My jaw instinctively drops in a mixture of surprise and bewitchment as my gaze climbs to her face. Absolutely breathtaking. Her nose is big and prominent, standing out against her small brown eyes and thin pink lips. Her cheeks are soft and fleshy. Her crystal-clear skin incite a riot in my muscles. I want to touch her softness, feel its warmth under my fingertips. I want to revel in it. My body is burning with the desire to kiss her and know how delicate she feels. I want everything I cannot have. And Cynthia is the most forbidden desire of all. She looks magical. Everything about her is so otherworldly. It's one of those instances where I have too many feelings and too few words in my vocabulary to express them. Staring at Cynthia is like staring into the cosmos. I'm lost in her. I can't focus on anything else. She's so extraordinarily unique. Her aesthetic, her beauty, and even the nervous way in which she smiles at her friend are like a breath of fresh air. I've never seen anyone like her. A deep knowing ripples through me, the sense that we're connected in a huge, universal way that I can't define. Yeah, I can't believe she's here. I'm not the only one who's smitten. The expression in Matt's eyes is vacant, like he's in a trance. But if I look carefully, his attention is fixated on the blonde woman, the one with blonde hair. I figured out she wasn't Cynthia immediately because of the photo Cynthia sent me. I tried to remember if I'd seen the blonde anywhere. Number 31, talk to me, I urge. Do you know her? Matt blinks, looking dazed, like I plucked him out of a haze. He pokes his finger against the glass in the blonde's direction. That's Selena. Selena Anderson, my ex-agent. Remember? It's crazy. After 4 years, I've finally found her. Selena Anderson? Matt's hopeless one-sided crush on his sports agent has been a source of locker room jokes for as long as he's been on the team. His eyes go heart-shaped any time she's mentioned. But a few years ago, she quit her job and vanished. Nobody heard from her ever again. Her dad was one of the biggest sports agents around, and she worked for his prestigious firm. Her career was going from strength to strength, so the sudden retirement looked sketchy. There were rumors about her having a health issue, but it was never confirmed. Matt slams his hand on his mouth. I can't believe it. She was so close to me all along. I thought she left the country. It's all thanks to me that you found her, I remind Matt. He glares at the two women's silhouettes through the glass. His keen scrutiny of their surroundings and the house they just came out of is intense. Tone down the hate. She'll feel it from over there. I tap his shoulder. He pouts. Why is she living in this rundown house? She used to make so much money. She looks so haggard. Maybe her savings ran out, I hypothesize. Selena was a sharp dresser from what I remember. She always wore designer suits in eye-catching colors like red and hot pink. It's the first time I've seen her in leggings and an oversized sweatshirt, her hair knotted up in a messy bun. Cynthia and she are like chalk and cheese, but the two women seem at ease around each other. Selena's hand rests gently on Cynthia's hip. When Selena leans in to wrap Cynthia in a hug and Cynthia doesn't resist, my pulse skitters. An ugly, hot, poisonous emotion burns inside me. I poke my chest, telling it to stop being so homophobic. I'd hoped... What exactly had I hoped? Seeing Cynthia in the flesh has stirred some unknown desire. When she talks on the phone, she's my friend, my comfortable, warm blanket with just the right amount of seductive mysticism. But in this black lace dress, with long brown curls tumbling over her shoulders, she's way more than a friend. She's a fantasy, a muse, someone who makes me dream of a future different from the one I've dreamed of all along. A future where we're closer. My hands itch to roam her curves, to feel her breath on my skin when she wakes up next to me. I want everything I cannot have, and Cynthia is the most forbidden desire of all. You're right, I do feel better seeing her with a friend. A long sigh whistles out of Matt's mouth, cutting my inappropriate, wandering thoughts short. He clicks the car door open. Opening it, he pokes his legs out. He's trying to get out. We're in broad daylight. We'll be seen. What are you doing? I whisper scream. I have to talk to her. Jason, it has been years. I regret being passive back then. I'm not repeating my mistakes. And what will you tell her if she asks you why you're here? Oh, I was casually stalking your friend with my team captain? I grab Matt by the shoulder and push him back in the driver's seat. Sit down and leave the teary reunion for another day. But I've waited for so long, Matt whines. You have no idea what it was like. You know where she lives. You can stop by any time. I curl my fingers around his wrists and squeeze. This is not the time for it. Matt's muscles are protruding under me, resisting my control. But I know he's sensible. He takes a deep breath, calms himself, and nods. Yes, Captain, he finally answers. We watch the two women that we want to talk to, but can't talk to until they part ways. The pink dot showing my phone's location blinks and begins to move away. And Cynthia drives off. This is torture, I admit. I have to meet her. I want to meet her face to face, smell her, watch her expression shift as she tells me silly stories about her childhood. I want to be wrapped up in her presence. One more agonizing week, then I swear I'm going to ask her to meet me. The moment the doctor clears me, I'm going to take Cynthia on a date. I'll impress her and make sure she wants to keep talking to me. Because Matt's right, I'm kind of obsessed with her now. And it's both scary and relieving. Scary because I'm afraid she'll reject me, which is not a fear I've ever had before. Relieving because I finally found someone who makes me feel that spark of deep connection that I gave up on feeling for anyone in my life.
Chapter 6. Jason. Apparently, I'm a daredevil. Shouldn't be a surprise because I play high adrenaline sports and put my body on the line for my livelihood. What's your address? I ask Cynthia during our usual morning call. I need it. Why? I want to send you something. A gift. I'm not telling you where I live. That's dangerous. I bought these cool witchy earrings because they reminded me of you, I confessed with a humiliated sigh. I've never bought anything for a girl that I barely know. When I was scrolling online the other day, I saw an ad for cat-shaped earrings. I impulse purchased it thinking I'd give it to you. The idea was to give it to her when she returns my phone, but the earrings keep reminding me of her every time I look at them. It's a physical manifestation of my feelings for her. Feelings that are driving me crazy. Those silver cats remind me of Cynthia even when I'm not talking to her. They tug at my heartstrings, awakening a part of me that wants to buy her weird, witchy things, take her places, and tell me my deep, dark secrets. That's why I have to get rid of them ASAP. Obviously, I can't wear them. I'll give you a P.O. box address. It's what I use for my shop. The fact is, I already know where she lives. My phone's tracker tells me. Good enough, I grin, fist bumping my desk. It feels like a victory to get her to surrender even a scrap of her highly guarded private life. Will you be playing any games this season? I hope all the good luck you're accumulating by talking to me is going to help you down the line. I need all of it. My first match after rehab is with the Philadelphia Hawks. It's in 3 weeks. I count the days on my hand. Panic blocks my throat. The doctor says I've healed well and shouldn't have problems playing if I do physio, but I'm afraid my muscles have atrophied in the weeks I've spent in bed. I'm stressed. The Philadelphia, we lost to them last time. They're an amazing team. I've been trying to come up with strategies. I'm worried I won't be able to perform at my peak if it's the first game after I've healed. As long as you do your best, I'm sure your fans won't blame you. Her warmth burns through the miles that separate our two bodies. We're two dissimilar people who are so far apart, but in this moment, what throbs between us is the same. Do you want to do another meditation? Yeah, I like the last one. Will you play the bowls? If you want me to. I've always been all about hockey, and when the guys expected me, hookups. I have no interests outside of sports and my career. When I met Cynthia, I felt myself being drawn into an emotionally based world where things that are bigger than me exist, a world where there's no winning or losing. I feel more well-rounded when I talk to her, like I could have interests outside of what I've always had. And it makes me wish for a life beyond hockey someday.
Okay, I may have gone overboard with my gifts. After the earrings, I couldn't help buying more stuff, so I sent her some old books, a silver skull, my old hockey jersey, a bouquet of red roses because I was feeling romantic, and even a puck. She doesn't sound as cheerful as usual when she picks up my phone a few mornings later. Even her hello and good morning are lethargic. How did you like my gifts? Are you expecting me to open a hockey merchandise store? You could have been subtler about it. Hey, that's merch that fans would pay a lot for. I don't need that kind of junk. I'll auction it on eBay then so it reaches the right people. That used to be my old jersey, I tell her. It means a lot to me. Then why did you give it to me? Because you mean a lot to me too. I'll sound like a fool if I say that. I have all these scary, big, bright, bold feelings for Cynthia, but she doesn't know any of it. She thinks I'm a famous hockey star who calls her because I need luck to win games. I thought you'd appreciate it. Don't witches like old objects? Only if they're haunted, she teases. My jersey's haunted by the ghosts of all the anguished players I defeated while I wore it. Nice try, she chuckles. But I'm going to send it back, along with the puck. I can't use that. My ribcage closes in disappointment, squeezing air out of my lungs. Patience, Jason. I have to be patient with her. She hasn't been treated right all her life, so she is always going to be wary of strangers trying to force themselves into her life. But the problem is that I'll get better in a week, and then she's going to want me to take my phone from her. I have hardly any time to court her. I try my tired, overused gimmick. I have some more witchy stuff that I bought online. Stop. Her tone is dark, filled with warning. I regret telling you my address. I wanted to cheer you up by sending you all that stuff, I say, simply because it's the truth. I want to send her nice things that will brighten up her day, things that are in alignment with who she is. The immediate confrontational silence tells me I said the wrong thing. So you think my personality isn't okay the way it is, so you're trying to change it? You want me to be cheerful. A dark, broken cackle pounds into my ear. You're wasting your time. Of course your personality is perfect. I just want to spread joy and positivity in your life. I'm not a joyful and positive person. You might have noticed. My heart jerks. There's a cold, foreboding feeling. Somehow I made one wrong step, then another, and now I'm on the road to somewhere I don't want to go. I pressed the wrong buttons, and now she hates me. In my panic, I end up blurting out whatever comes to mind. But they're all the wrong words, the wrong sentiments. Clever lies to camouflage my real feelings. I don't want you to stop talking to me when this is over. You're interesting. I need friends. And so do you. No, I don't, she answers emphatically. I'm perfectly happy on my own. You could be happier. I'm happier. Cynthia, you think you know me better than myself? Get off your high horse. I'm not saying that. Yet you're acting like you have the right to decide how I should be. I don't want to talk to someone who doesn't respect my decisions or who I have chosen to be. If I want to be a moody goth, that's my individuality. It's not for you to decide whether I should be something different or act differently or ask me to choose social relationships I'm not ready for. I'm not some doll you can control just because you're rich and powerful. If you want to play God, pick someone else. I wasn't trying to change you. I was trying to get you to choose me. The words remain like silent ghosts at the tip of my tongue. I admit, it was sort of kind of manipulative to bribe her with stuff so I could make an impression. The truth is, I'm scared she'll forget me. I'm scared she'll grow bored of me and distance herself from me. I'm scared she'll never pick me as a boyfriend because I'm not deep and mysterious and esoteric. I'm a shallow, determined man who has narrow interests. Nothing about me is spiritual or magical.
I've never lacked confidence, but Cynthia is so different from anyone I've known. I don't feel confident that I can win her over by being myself, so I'm trying to change who she is to make myself feel secure. Cynthia, I think we should stop talking. Fuck. 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 That's the one sentence I don't want to hear. Look, I know I hurt your feelings, but can you appreciate that I didn't have bad intentions? Can you appreciate that I feel unsafe with you? Her voice trembles. There's a whole world of vulnerability in that tiny flicker, a Pandora's box of past traumas I really didn't want to stir up. I thought I could be someone different from her past. I thought I was different. Every time I talk to you, I worry about what kind of person you are. If you're only being nice because you know I'm alone, that makes me an easy mark. I'm a celebrity, and you're a normal person who's nothing like the women in my world. I'm always terrified that you're looking down on me, that you think I'm kind of curious, but I was fine being a novelty. It's only for a few weeks anyway. What I won't tolerate is you trying to impose your standards on me. Cynthia, I promise I wasn't trying to do that. She releases a furious, sharp burst of air. She's on the warpath, and there's no chance that this ends well. My heart is stressed. The muscles in my injured leg clench in response to the cold feeling radiating through my body. This is my nightmare playing out in high definition. What do you like? I ask. I hate cat-themed stuff. Her voice turns into a cry. I'm scared of cats after one scratched me when I was 5. Oh, shit. And I sent her cat earrings and a book on cats. My stomach pulls in with guilt. I feel like a disgusting worm being looked at under a microscope. My faults, my flaws, my inadequacies have nowhere to hide. I'm sorry. I got carried away. Do you want a friend, or do you want someone who constantly gives you attention? Cynthia finally calms down. The tempo of her breaths is fast, but her voice drops back to its low, soothing tone. Jason, you don't have to answer that. I can't answer that, because I'm not sure of the answer myself.
Chapter 8. Cynthia. You're calling twice a day now? I huff out an indignant breath, waiting for his deep, soft voice to curl around my senses. I'm holding the phone with both hands. Blood is splashing in my eardrums. My pulse races like a racehorse. Shit! I'm turning into Jason. Jason has been eerily quiet. His breaths fan my ears, coupled with static. I couldn't forget what you said. He sounds somber. I'm sorry. I wasn't trying to insult your way of life, but I may have gotten overzealous and messed up. Do you hate me? No, I don't hate you, Jason, and you should stop worrying about what I think. I can't, not when I know you'd be justified in hating me. I like you, Cynthia. I like talking to you. My stomach contracts with the unreality of it. Jason Kolinski, a top hockey player, is admitting that he likes me. We're so different, though. Sometimes that makes me insecure. I assumed you'd lose interest in me unless I did extravagant things to keep your attention. I assure you, I don't need any extravagance, I tell him. And I know we're different, but I don't think that means we can't empathize with each other or respect each other's individuality. I really do respect who you are. Jason's voice is passionate. I know it wasn't easy, just like it wasn't easy for me. Being your authentic self requires so much courage. Every single day, I agree. He's glad I called. I haven't been able to do anything all day. I keep thinking about our fight, and it's like a burden. I crush the pillow under my hand. I too haven't been able to concentrate all day because of the heavy, horrible weight in my heart. You were right. I'm superficial. I didn't see past your supernatural aesthetic into the person that you truly were. Nobody has ever asked more of me than my looks and basic courtesy. Nobody has demanded that I learn their ins and outs. Shit. I saw my bottom lip with my teeth. My heart is swelling again. It's neither the first nor the last time this is happening with Jason. He has direct access to my deepest feelings, and he's able to influence them without any effort. That's a ridiculous amount of power for someone to hold over me, especially when I'm not certain of their intention. Pressing my fingers down on my thighs, I feel my stomach shivering. A tight, sharp ache grips my throat. Thanks for apologizing, I mumble. I'm sorry, too. I didn't mean to bring down your mood. You're already laid up in bed with an injury, facing uncertainty about your future. You don't have to feel bad. You weren't trying to ruin my mood, and you haven't. I'm too optimistic to be brought down by an argument.
The reason it hurt me is because I know I was wrong. I've never had any friends, I admit. I've always been a loner, so I worry that everyone who talks to me wants something from me. I suspect that everybody secretly wants to change me and erase my individuality. Before I knew it, it had become a habit I couldn't break. I see. I want attention too, like you do. It feels good when people see me, when they appreciate my true self. But with attention comes the fear of being criticized by people who have no right to tell me who I should be. I'm inwardly cringing at how needy I sound. He's probably dying to hang up and go back to his glamorous celebrity life. He definitely doesn't want an emotionally messed up woman like me in his life. But Jason knocks the breath out of my lungs when he says, "Does that mean you want my attention?" He isn't flirting. He's serious. That makes this even more puzzling. Do I want Jason's attention? Maybe, I venture. Honestly, I'm so bored I think I wouldn't care if you were an axe murderer, as long as we can converse. Well, I'm certainly a step up over an axe murderer. I promise I will never look down on you or make you feel like you're being pushed into being someone you don't want to be. I'm going to hold you to your promise. If you ever try to imply that me being an introvert makes me less than anyway, I'll end this. Deal. I do the same as somebody constantly threw shade at my extroversion. We can't change who we are, and I never meant to make you change who you were. I like that you're different from me. It's what makes you fascinating. I hear Jason's nod, the cracking of his neck as it moves. What do you do when you're not doing witchy things? I said he needs to know me better, and being Jason, he has decided to start ASAP. I read books and listen to music while taking long bubble baths. You didn't imagine you were the bubble bath type. There's a hint of soft playfulness in Jason's voice. What kind of music do you listen to? Classical. Dark and moody symphonies are my favorite. That was predictably witchy. You should try it too. That kind of music centers you but also hypes you up at the same time. I feel so refreshed after listening to old music. My fingers absently skim over the keys of my piano. I can't play. It's not even mine. My friend Selena left it in my apartment when she moved into her grandmother's place a few years ago. I'm always looking for new tracks to add to my pregame playlist. Hype and Focus sounds sick. Any recommendations? I'll try before my next game. I'll text you the names. You're not going to remember them if I tell you. Try me. Fantasia Impromptu in C-sharp minor, Opus 66, by Henry Mave. Is that English? He grunts out a laugh. Okay, you were right. Send me the names later. I'll text the link to my Spotify playlist. You'll find all the tracks there. Cynthia. He sniffles. Thanks for giving me a second chance. It's still the first one, I say as I hang up. A week flies by in the blink of an eye. Even with Jason calling twice and me falling asleep to his voice on most nights, this pure, shimmering fantasy has to come to an end someday. I thought about whether I should prolong it, but it'd always feel like we were fighting against an inevitable end. I want to let him go, if it's time for that. After doing a detachment and energy-clearing meditation, I pick up his call at 7. I'm finally a free man, he gloats over the phone. I can run, walk, play. Man, I feel alive. If you're able to walk now, you should come get your phone. I would have done anything to make this moment special, but it's flat, mundane. Jason is surprisingly receptive to the idea. He even sounds excited. Well, I guess he's had enough of an eccentric witch. Now he has hockey to occupy his attention. What does he need me for? He has teammates, friends, fans, and even a family. He doesn't lack for company. And I have my own inner world, filled with spells, magic, and beautiful dreams. I have no regrets. I just want to let him go, if it's time for that. After doing a detachment and energy-clearing meditation, I pick up his call at 7. I'm finally a free man, he gloats over the phone. I can run, walk, play. Man, I feel alive. If you're able to walk now, you should come get your phone. I would have done anything to make this moment special, but it's flat, mundane. Let's meet. Jason is surprisingly receptive to the idea. He even sounds excited. Well, I guess he's had enough of an eccentric witch. Now he has hockey to occupy his attention. What does he need me for? He has teammates, friends, fans, and even a family. He doesn't lack for company. And I have my own inner world, filled with spells, magic, and beautiful dreams. I have no regrets. I just want to let him go, if it's time for that. Do you think it'll be okay if I'm seen with you? You're famous. I don't want people taking pictures of me. I like my solitude. We'll meet at a restaurant that's in a hotel. We'll be entering and leaving separately.
There's no reason for anybody to think we're together. If you're sure, I don't know what the celebrity world is like. He must have experience dating his puck bunnies and hiding his relationships, so I'll trust his expertise. I'll text you the address. I can't believe we're finally meeting. Yeah, my words are glued to my throat. I want to tell him I'm afraid that everything will change if we meet, and I'm not prepared for that.
Chapter 9. Jason. Saturday comes too slowly. I've tortured myself with scenarios of everything that could go wrong when I finally meet Cynthia in person. She might hurl the phone at me, sulk, and ask to never see me again. Or she might do the thing people do when they see me in person, get awkward and unsure of how to act around a sports star. I picked a restaurant that's not frequented by celebrities, but is still luxurious and offers enough privacy. The last thing I need is paparazzi breathing down her neck. Cynthia loves her space. I get why. I love being able to do what I want without prying eyes too. I twitch, checking my phone. I bought a new one, again and again, to check if Cynthia has decided to cancel at the last minute. Why am I constantly worried that everything's going to fail? I'm as nervous as I am before an important game. I want tonight to go well and lead to more. I want her to enjoy herself and feel comfortable around me. I'm so lost in my doom and gloom predictions that I failed to notice Cynthia entering the restaurant until her familiar husky voice materializes in the air.
Jason?
She must have seen pictures of me online because she recognized me instantly.
Jason?
Jason, my thoughts and words both freeze at the sight of her in the flesh. She's otherworldly. Dressed in a simple black lace dress, she looks so different from everyone else in this restaurant. Unpretentious. Her hair isn't glossy or blow-dried, it's natural and curly. The chocolate brown locks coil around her heart-shaped face like Medusa's serpents. Her lips are the showstopper, though, dyed in cherry-hued lipstick. My mouth goes dry. I want to feel her lips moving against me, feel their softness, breathing life into my anxious heart. Her skin is so soft. I catch the faint whiff of cocoa butter from her as the server holds out her chair, pushing it back in once she's seated. Then, he disappears.
Thanks for inviting me.
She rotates her head left and right, soaking in the restaurant's vibes. It's a typical bougie restaurant with bougie interiors. Looks like every other expensive restaurant on this block. Nothing about it stands out, which is why I picked it.
This looks like a nice place. I'd never come here if not for you.
Her eyes are two pools of dark brown, mysterious and all-knowing. When our gazes collide, my heart jumps out of my chest. I'm speechless now that I've met you. Honestly, I don't know where to look. Every part of her is so fascinating, from her quirky locket to the faint blush on her cheeks that I'm certain is all natural, too. She's petite and slim, but with nice curves that I want to sink my fingers into.
Here's your phone.
She slides my device over the table. It's this phone that has been our red string of fate that tied our two disparate lives together. It's going to go down in the books as one of my best purchases. I pocket it immediately. Thanks. So how does it feel to meet me in person? I grin. Starstruck?
You look better in photos. Up close, you look like my cousin, the one who wears weird sweaters on Christmas.
I cough out a laugh. God, I love her. One of my main fears was that she'd start acting differently around me once I became more than a disembodied voice coming through a phone. But she's still the same down-to-earth witch, unimpressed by stardom. Relief slackens my chest. I hoped you'd at least ask for an autograph.
Will that help soothe your ego?
She smiles is razor sharp, teasing, intoxicating. I want to flirt with her for hours. I swear I'll never get bored. The mysterious charge between us is electrifying. It makes me feel dizzy and energized at the same time. Do you drink?
What kind of wine is it?
Not sure, I confess. I ordered the most expensive one to impress you.
She smiles.
Her smile is way beyond anything I imagined. It lights up her whole face like she's the sun. Watching her enjoy herself lightens the messy knot of fear and insecurity that's eating at my chest.
You're trying really hard.
I have to make up for these past weeks.
You were annoying at first, but it wasn't a chore to talk to you, so don't worry about it.
Are you admitting that you like talking to me?
You can interpret that however you like.
The heat simmering under her words is torture. I'm usually pretty direct, but I can't afford to spoil our evening by getting straight into the romantic and sexual talk. I have to bring it up slowly once I've seduced her properly. Feel free to order anything on the menu, I tell her. But don't ask me about the food. It's my first time here.
I'm going to order what looks interesting.
She places the menu face down on the table, having made her choice. I already looked through it online yesterday and decided what I'd eat because I knew I'd be too nervous to even look at it during my actual first date with Cynthia. The waiter takes our orders and assures us that the food will be out in a few minutes. My attention immediately latches onto her sweetheart neckline, the smooth swells of her breasts that are barely visible. She's wearing a golden locket necklace with an intricate carving on the pendant. I tap on my chest. Is there a picture inside that locket?
It's a picture of my mother.
She takes off the necklace, opens the locket, and shows me the sepia-toned picture of a woman who looks nothing like her. There's a photo of Cynthia beside it. I brush my finger over her photo. The glass feels warm. Are you close to your mother?
Not so much anymore.
She shakes her head. I learned witchcraft from her. We would brew potions together. Potions? Like love potions?
More like witch hazel toners for acne-free skin. She used to sell those at the farmer's market along with handmade soaps and other natural cures.
But you can make love potions, right? You're not a witch unless you can do that.
I can. Are you interested in buying some off me? I thought you didn't believe in magic.
I'm desperate right now. I think a love potion might be the solution to all my problems.
Your fans are so hard to please.
I'm not going to use it on my fans.
Her eyes widen before quickly narrowing. She lifts her wine glass to her lips and chugs wine. She doesn't ask me who I want to woo, though. I'd have replied in a heartbeat, you. Instead, she asks, now that you're better, will you participate in natches? Raising her brows. I sigh. Talking to her usually escapes from work. In a week, I play against the Philadelphia Hawks. Oh, I remember you telling me they were a tough team to beat.
An airy feeling breezes through my chest. She remember all the stuff we've talked about? Knowing that she has been listening to me carefully increases my adoration of her. Her wine glass makes a soft clink when she places it back on the table. I'll cast a good luck spell so you win this time.
You're telling me that you're dark and gloomy, but you're always so optimistic about me winning. Are you sure I'm the optimistic one in this relationship?
She's not negative. There's no point in thinking endless, self-defeating thoughts. It only hurts you. I should take her advice. My toes are curled with tension. I keep drumming my fingers against my knees, restless. I'm both dreading and anticipating the moment when I tell her about my feelings.
You're right. Then, before I can prolong my anxious state, I blurt out, I was going to use that love potion on you.
Silence crystallizes between us, like shards of snow. Cynthia doesn't react at all. She holds her posture like she's petrified. Waiting for her to respond is sheer torture.
It won't work on me,
she says in her familiar husky voice. I can't tell if she's telling me that I should give up on her, or if she's telling me not to use supernatural means on her. Before I can figure that out, the waiter brings our orders. Cynthia eats quickly, not talking much.
I talk about the upcoming match and the players on the opposing team. To kill time, I have nothing more interesting to say.
Are you close to your family? They must be worried about your injuries.
When I stopped talking to my brother, I became distant from everyone else too. My parents prefer him to me. He's more traditional, religious.
But you're richer and cheerful and famous. What kind of parents are they?
Figure that out, I laugh. Her confidence in me makes me feel lighter for a second. Only for a second.
I could never get into it. Religion doesn't resonate with me, especially when it's treated as more important than anything else.
Same. I'm into esotericism, but my emotional needs, individuality, and happiness are more important to me. Time winds its way around us, moving unceasingly despite my desire to stop its flow. We spent 2 hours, then 3, engrossed in conversation and wine. But we can't stay here forever. This perfect bubble of intimacy and connection has to end. After paying for the meal, I wipe my face with my palm.
I'm dripping sweat like it's post-workout. Cynthia gathers her purse, rising to her feet. It's finally time. The moment that will make or break tonight is upon me. Gathering all my resolve, I stiffen. Cynthia, I want to meet you again. She jerks backward when I touch her hand, but I soldier on. If I don't tell her this tonight, I'll regret it forever. I like you a lot. I have feelings for you. Her pupils blow out. The silence that follows feels like a nail being hammered into my chest. Waiting for her to respond is sheer torture. What kind of feelings? She asks, not lifting her gaze up to me. Romantic ones. I enjoy your company. I feel at home when I'm with you. How we think and what we value is the same even if we look so different on the surface. She kicks her heel, turning her head away from me. A low, strained sound leaves her throat. Jason, I don't know if I can date a public figure. You get a lot of attention. I need to be invisible so I can feel safe. But you want to? I ask. You can't date me, but you want to? Yes, she answers softly. I want to. As she admits it, her gaze catches mine. The fear in her eyes is an agony. I want to say something clever, something that will convince her to take a chance on me. But nothing except lies can put her at ease. I can't promise her that she'll always be invisible if she's with me. People are way too interested in my public life. That's a fact. I'm elated that Cynthia likes me, but happiness at my feelings being reciprocated doesn't last long. Ultimately, we can't be together. A low, oppressive emotion curls around my chest. It has been some time since I felt this sinister crunch in my belly, since I felt depressed. We can talk on the phone. Cynthia brushes her hair with her fingers. Like we used to. My fingers ball into fists at my sides. The tension ratchets up my spine. That's not what I want. I want to spend time with you for real, like today. But it could lead to discovery. And even if it doesn't, someday I'll have to announce to the world that I'm dating her. Whether now or in the future, she'll have to deal with the media circus that comes with being a celebrity's partner. I've never dated anyone, she admits. I don't know if I can turn my life upside down like that. I want to give you everything, but complete anonymity is the one thing I can't give you. I'll shelter you as much as possible, but someday you'll have to face the public if you're with me. Only you can decide if you're ready to do that. Cynthia's mouth tightens with a frown. My blood surges with the awareness of what passes between us. In a single instant, hope, passion, disappointment, and terror flash by. We both stand stuck in place, unable to make a decision, unable to let go, and unable to move forward. It's like being frozen. There are people who train you to deal with the public, I offer. Her smile darkens. I know, but what happens if we break up? I won't be able to get rid of the past I had with you. It will cast a shadow over my entire life. I hate people knowing my personal business. It feels invasive.
I've never wished to be anything but a famous, well-paid hockey player, but now I wish I could be anyone else. Then my first love wouldn't have to remain unrequited. Anything could happen in the future, I admit, my gaze locked on her eyes. That's life. I guess we'll both have to take risks to be together. Cynthia tugs at the golden locket around her neck. Lines crease her forehead. Let's go home. Let me think about it. That promise lingers in the air as we exit the restaurant. Together. I completely forgot that I was supposed to let her leave first, until shadows dance at the edge of my vision. Dread churns in my stomach. But it's too late. A whole series of cameras click in my face. Lights blink in my eyes, blinding me. There are hungry, curious faces behind them. Sounds and sentences weave into my ears. Cynthia's complexion has turned ashen. Jason, what's happening? She was assaulted by a camera lens in front of her face before she can finish that sentence. I pull her away, nestling her head against my chest. Shit. Fucking hell. Hadn't planned for this. I thought I was careful. We went to a spot that famous people don't frequent. Someone must have seen us on the way and tipped off reporters. There are so many of them. It's like an army. It's the paparazzi. I rub her head. Her body is coiled tightly. She isn't even talking or responding. For a girl who has lived alone in isolation, this must be completely unprecedented. Don't worry. I won't let anyone hurt you. But, she chokes on her own voice. When I glance down, her eyes are moist. And I know I fucked it up.
Chapter 10. Cynthia. It's a mess. Mayhem. I should have known that my illusions of a romantic dinner would come crashing down. A hockey player and me, that's not a likely scenario even in a movie. I'm surprised it took this long for things to unravel. When things were going well inside the restaurant, I dared to dream that we could have something romantic, something beautiful and meaningful. But all I'll ever have is drama. All I will ever have is exposure and attention I don't want. A man loudly screams into my ear, jarring my nerves. Jason, is she your latest? She looks kind of different. Bored of all the pretty puck bunnies, so you went and got yourself a weird one? Another paparazzo's shutters click in our direction, capturing Jason's arm curled around me protectively. I'm frozen, petrified like a stone statue. I should tell Jason to let me go, otherwise it'll be hard to explain our connection later. But he's drawing me closer, squeezing my shoulder like he won't let me go even if the world ends tomorrow. You said we were safe, I accuse him in a harsh voice. I know he didn't orchestrate this, but his overconfidence that we wouldn't be seen led to it. Okay, maybe some of it is because I agreed to leave with him, consumed by the chemistry between us. If we had left separately, this would never have happened. I didn't sign up for this. My life, it's gone now. Jason's hand feels like an unwanted weight. Cynthia, calm down. I'll make it better. I'll fix it. I'm calling my lawyer now. It's too late. I cover my face, blocking it from view. They're all looking at me, taking pictures of me. They might not publish the photos, Jason says. His voice is cold but steady. I know he's trying not to react to my shouting with his own shouting. He's mature, but that's because he had experience with being the center of attention. It's overwhelming, all this noise and furor. I curl my body in, nestling into his warm chest that promises temporary calm. I don't understand. It's scary. I feel unsafe. I want to go home. I'll take you home. They're taking pictures of me. I jabbed his side with my elbow. My brain is overthinking already. This isn't even the worst part. That will come tomorrow when people write all sorts of things about me and call me names. Scammer, fraud, weird witch. I've heard it all before. The mystical arts aren't looked upon favorably by society. My only safety was in isolation. But now society has found me, and it won't be satisfied until it devours me. I turn on my heel. Shoving Jason away, I sprint in the opposite direction. I can't stay here a moment longer. I have to return to my sanctuary and recharge with my crystals. I have to go back to the quiet world that doesn't reject me, doesn't leer at me, doesn't even notice me. And I'll never be able to do that if I'm with Jason Kolinski. I was an idiot.
Did I think this was a fan fiction where a hockey star and a reclusive, odd witch would have a happily ever after and everybody in the world would rejoice their union? Every day that we're together, I'll only be poked at and prodded at, made to feel inferior for not fitting the conventional standards of beauty and femininity. Someone like me can never be in public. Cynthia, please! Jason is running after me, puffing. Don't run away! Get lost! I scream. My voice is loud and screechy, terrified and whiny. I don't recognize myself. I didn't want to see the sight of myself ever again, to feel trapped in my body. Don't call me. I don't want to ever hear your voice again. I scramble away like my life spent on it, fighting to outrun the unkind sounds and lights. I slip into the first subway station I chance upon. Thankfully, there's a train with its doors open, waiting to swallow me and my mortification. I don't bother to check where it's going. My legs jerk in its direction and push me to safety. When the doors close, I hide my face with my long black hair and find myself a corner seat away from people's watchful gazes. My heart rate is still soaring. I close my eyes, wanting to forget everything that happened this evening. As tears stream down my cheeks inside the metal tube, peace is finally mine.
Chapter 11. Jason. Hey, are you okay? Matt, fully kitted out in his hockey uniform, taps my shoulder. I've been listening to classical music on my AirPods. It's the Spotify playlist Cynthia sent me a while ago. The somber, melancholic tracks are hitting the spot right now. The music sounds so much like her. Dark and rich, deep and multi-layered. Every note is suffused with otherworldly magic. I've been with women before, but it never felt like I had a deep emotional connection to anybody. They were fun, but I needed something more substantial. The ebbs and flows of the track jerk my heart along for the turbulent journey. My pulse climbs. Memories flash in my mind. Her low, hesitant laugh. Her happiness when she saw me. The fear in her eyes when I destroyed her safe bubble with my stupid actions. God, I'm an idiot. If I hadn't been so desperate to see her, if I had just made her return my phone earlier, but I was captivated. My intuition told me she was special. And she was. Painful longing prickles my eyes. Before I know it, I'm getting teary-eyed. I wipe away the unnecessary waterworks with the back of my palm. Then, I paint my best game face on. I'm fine. It's just a dating scandal. What if your choice of girlfriend is a bit edgy? Nobody has the right to judge you. It's not me they're judging, I reply in a sardonic tone. My chest feels heavy with the burden of guilt and agony. It's her. The team's legal team did their best to stop articles from going out, but a few ended up being published nevertheless. The bastards didn't even bother hiding Cynthia's face in the pics when she's a civilian. The media had a field day painting her as my latest girlfriend. Of course, I refuted the claim immediately, saying I didn't know her at all and only met her at the restaurant. I fibbed that she was a friend of a friend who was looking for a career change and wanted to talk to me. That lie didn't fly, since the whole world somehow knows she's a witch with an online store. God, I cannot imagine what Cynthia must be going through. I hope the attention at least increased sales for her store, otherwise I'll feel like shit. Reporters even hounded her apartment for days after the incident, but she wasn't spotted leaving even once. I made my lawyer sue all of them. That at least took care of that issue. But there's no undoing the damage that I've done to her. I want to beg and plead and apologize to her, but I can't. I don't have her phone number. I always called her on mine. I know where she lives. Barging into her home when she has already had her privacy stolen didn't seem like a smart move. I left messages using her store's website's contact form, but Cynthia hasn't replied. I don't blame her for washing her hands off me. For someone who values their privacy so much, having it snatched must be her worst nightmare. The terrified expression she showed me that day, the red eyes and tears dripping down her cheeks, that image is embedded in my psyche forever. Her screaming at me to get lost haunts my dreams every night. I just want to make sure she's okay. But I don't have the right to do that anymore. Dude, you look like an emo teenager trying to be edgy over a breakup. You're fucking heartbroken, aren't you? I'll get over it. You know me. I never stay down for long.
He places his helmet on his head. "Whatever you say, Captain, but if you fuck up tonight's game, I'm never forgiving you. I won't let it affect my performance, I promise. When I go onto the ice, it's a different world. I'll be able to dissolve all the regrets and unfinished sentences when the crowd cheers me on and drowns the voices in my head. I'm a great player, even if I'm a worthless boyfriend." The pink iPhone buzzes beside me. My shoulders jump in surprise. I haven't called anyone today, even though I should be corralling every supernatural resource to win tonight's game. "Go on," Matt gestures at my phone. "Do your ritual." "I don't know. I can't bring myself to press the green button." "No, the truth is, I don't want to give Cynthia's position to someone else. She was my good luck charm, my snarky, witchy girl who calmed me down by reminding me that there's a world beyond hockey, beyond winning and losing, and that she really doesn't care whether I lift the cup this time or not. What used to be my superstition became our superstition. Our bond is written all over the practice now. I can't tap somebody's name and call them without being reminded of Cynthia. She has left a scar in my heart and opened up a wound in my life. Her presence lingers like a miasma. "Jason, fucking answer or I will." Matt's impatience has reached its peak. He swipes the phone from the bench and answers. "Hello, this is Matt." Because he's a jerk, he puts it on speaker. "You're the real Matt? Nice to finally speak to you." Every hair on the back of my neck stands up, pokes right through my uniform when that raspy, rich Vamel voice passes over me. I'm a predatory animal, ripping the device from Matt's hand without a moment's delay. "Cynthia?" I bark. "How do you know my number?" "I, saved it," she stutters, her syllables dark with mortification. She's kind of adorable when she acts out of character like this. Knowing how self-contained and spiritual she is, I'm sure she didn't call me without reason. "Is something wrong? I hope the paparazzi haven't been bothering you. I swear I'm going to go out of my mind if someone did something to you. I've been living with a friend. She's scrappy, so don't worry about me. I actually called because today's the day of your match with the Philadelphia Hawks. I thought, well, maybe you'd like to talk to someone. It's your all-important ritual, isn't it? And I want you to win. I'm sorry if I'm acting like a crazy fan thinking that we're something when I'm probably the girl you want to forget about after what happened. I'll hang up now." "No, baby, don't." I stress the final syllable so hard that there's a threat that she might go deaf from the decibel level. "I've been so worried. I thought you hated me for outing you like that. We weren't even dating, but the hurtful things that people have said about you are making me furious. I was angry and scared that day. It was so sudden, and I was not prepared. I reacted strongly because I was trying to protect myself." "You had every right to," I assure her in a gentle tone. She pauses before talking again. Once I calmed down, I realized I was inflating the issue out of proportion. I think people will forget about it soon and things will go back to normal. Plus, my store has been getting mad sales ever since the news broke. I might become a millionaire at this rate. "Cynthia, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to ruin your life like this. You mean so much to me. I know how hard you worked to create security for yourself. Will you forgive me? I still want to be your friend." My tongue is twitching to say, I want to be your boyfriend, lover, soulmate. But I'm not dense. I know this isn't the moment for those declarations. She's still raw from the incident. Cynthia is shy and guarded. I'll have to be patient if I want her to trust me again.
You didn't hurt me, Jason. What happened was out of your control. I don't resent you for it. I hear, and my pulse spikes in fear that she's about to say something bad and break my heart again. Yeah, it's frustrating to have people make judgments and assumptions about me, but it doesn't bother me that much anymore. I've grown a thick skin in the time that I've spent alone doing self-reflection. If meeting you taught me anything, it's that I should be proud of who I am. There's no need for me to be ashamed about my career, my passions, or who I am. You're right. You're wonderful and special to me. It has been my privilege to get to know someone like you. I wish we could keep talking after today. Maybe we can. Hope stirs in me like a prisoner thrashing around a prison cell, screaming for freedom. Cynthia's voice relaxes my muscles and drains my nerves before an important match like today's. I haven't known her for long, but she sounds so familiar, like someone I've known forever, like someone who has known me forever. Do you really mean it? You don't have to be nice. I know socializing isn't your jam. Despite my clamoring doubts, my heart is riding on a high of optimism. Finally, the dark cloud of regret that soured my mood for days is starting to clear. The mere thought of being able to share weird, warm, comforting conversations with my witchy girl has me wanting to strip out of my uniform and run naked in the street screaming. The coach won't like that idea, though. I hate hanging out with people because my interests are weird and quirky, so there's nothing to talk about, Cynthia explains. So conversations become awkward quickly. But even though you're so different from me, talking to you isn't a chore. I like hearing about your world. It brightens my day. Our communication is effortless, and you talk so much, it's enough to fill all the awkward pauses between my sentences. I didn't have the opportunity to tell you because of all the drama, but I want you to know that if you ever need someone to talk to, I'll be happy to be that person for you. For real? I never say things I don't mean. That's bad karma. I grunt out a chuckle. Of course it is. My throat is thick with gratitude and something far more tender. I knew the moment I first spoke to Cynthia for the first time that under that lonely hermit self, under that unique witchy self, under her prickly exterior, she was a genuine and caring person. There was absolutely no need for her to call me after I made her life hell with paparazzi attention, but she didn't want me to lose a game. She literally has nothing to gain from this call, and dealing with people is what she hates most. But she did it. For me. Nothing I ever do, no grand gesture or expensive dinner will top that. I'm not much of a hockey fan, but I know you're a great player. By the way, I cast a good luck spell for you. Not that you need it, but even if you don't believe in the paranormal, I do, and I want to do everything in my power to help you win. You did that for me? Who else would I do it for if not the most superstitious captain in the professional hockey league? She teases. God, she's so charming when she's bantering with me. I want to grab her face and kiss those pretty lips until she kisses me back. There might be somebody more superstitious than me in the league, I argue. Then they can find themselves another witch to cast their spells. I only care about you. The depth of her voice and the absence of any playfulness hit me like a stone. She's serious. The effect of her words is more potent than pep talk. The fact that it comes from her heart makes my chest bloom with happiness. Cynthia is a woman of few words and many retorts, but all her words are precious. I'm grateful you called. I was afraid I lost you forever. There's a twinge in my heart. It's almost time for the game, almost time to let go of her. I hope one day I can see you again. I want to see you again too. You have a nice face. I thought you were cute, and I want to know what those lips taste like. And with that fucking cliffhanger of a sentence, she hangs up, leaving my heart torn between relief and the life-threatening need to find out if she likes me like that. As the screen goes blank, a text message slides into the inbox. It contains Cynthia's address.
Chapter 12. Cynthia. Time ticks by like a ghostly march in my apartment. I never watched sports on TV, but I watched the game between the Predators and the Hawks, and it was the tensest few hours of my life. My fingers were clenched every time the puck was in Jason's control. When the opposing defenseman slammed into him, they slid across the ice and rammed against the boards. My heart almost stopped beating at that moment. I was scared he'd get injured again, that he wouldn't be able to play in the playoffs like he dreamed. This time, he might have to retire because of the injury. I chanted a spell of good luck for him, and that's when I figured out the truth I'd been avoiding all along. I love Jason. We've known each other for only a few weeks, but in that time, his dreams have become mine, his fears have become mine, and his pain has become mine. It might just be a case of a fan feeling far too connected to a celebrity, but given the personal nature of the conversations we shared, I have reasons to believe it was more than a parasocial relationship. My doorbell rings a few hours after the game wraps up. I rarely smile, but I'm beaming when I catch Jason on the other side. He's in a casual hoodie and jeans. Jason. Been expecting me? He lifts his eyebrow with a blatantly flirtatious look. I pull the door open fully, gesturing him to enter. He's so much taller than me. He has to duck down to get through my front door. His body is broad and muscular, and he literally dominates my small apartment from the moment he steps in. I humbly invite you to my witchy abode, Captain of the Boston Predators. Jason's head bobs left and right. He's soaking in everything with his gaze. My stomach growls even though I'm not hungry. I'm exposed completely. He can see all my weird interior design choices, the aspects of my life that nobody else knows, where I meditate, where I work, how I like my apartment to smell, how high I like the heating on. It's everything I thought it'd be. His knuckles skim the jars filled with eyeballs, bird talons, and nails. Are these real? Nope. I hop up behind him. By the way, shouldn't you be partying with your teammates? I can't do that, not when there's something I need to do here. He's an athlete. I already knew that, but I wasn't prepared for how swiftly he would move. He gathers me up in his arms, my body an inconsequential weight for his trained muscles. He holds me, and despite myself, I like being engulfed by his strength. He probably showered before coming here, because I could smell the shower gel on his skin. I draw in that scent, and it warms my entire body. Jason loosens his grip. When my feet touch the ground, he presses me against the wall. Jason's lips come crashing down on mine. He doesn't kiss me, he devours me, and I respond with all the wildness that I'd repressed. My brain lights up at the stimulation of his tongue grinding against mine. I explore his lips, his mouth, and his tongue with mine, wanting to imprint every rough texture in my memory. He tastes like bubblegum and salt, feels like velvet and stone, a tangle of contrasting textures wrapped up in heat. My body temperature shoots up every time his tongue brushes against my soft lips, prompting me to open and let him in deeper. His hand slips to the curve of my back, resting just above my ass. My core is primed for him, hot and wet. Our chemistry is even hotter than I expected, and I can't wait to see how it plays out in bed later. Now you know my lips taste, he murmurs, coming up for breath. We lose ourselves in the sight of each other's flushed faces. I never thought I'd see him like this. The sexy, poised man in the Calvin Klein underwear ads is gone, replaced by a genuine, passionate guy. Wow, I'm still panting, breathless from that passionate kiss. You weren't lying about all those puck bunnies. I never kissed them like this. He brackets my face with his huge palms. His grin is wolfish, his eyes alive with excitement. Believe me, even I didn't know I had it in me. I drew the outline of his lips with my fingertips. They're wet from where my tongue traced them. I'm glad you sent me that text. Cynthia, I'm crazy for you. There's a plea in his voice, a hoarseness. I love you more than it is healthy for me to love you. I was terrified when you left me. I thought I had lost you forever, and my life felt so cold, so empty. I love you too, I admit. I realized that recently. I love spending time alone, but you're the first person who has taken the time to understand me. I love how you respect my boundaries while simultaneously making me want to push them. I love how you wait for me to do things at my own pace, even when you test my patience. We'll always be friends, but we can be more, too, if you want. You'll date me? I slide the straps of her black silk nightgown down her arms. Hope is pressing against my skin. Yeah, I feel tears pressing into my eyes. I missed you. Your energy is like warm sunshine. I miss hearing your voice in the mornings. I miss your wisdom and optimism when I'm torturing myself with my dark thoughts. I want to take a chance on our connection. He beams at me, his jaw broad and strong. His grin could stop the traffic on a busy day. It makes my core clench in need. Will you be okay if people talk about us? There's a tinge of hesitation in his question. It might lead to you being exposed again. If that's the price to pay for being your girlfriend, I'll pay it. I'll buy an apartment in this building, and we can always meet at your place. What do you say? His grin is dazzling, so broad and bright, and so Jason. He's my opposite, the one who looks on the bright side, the one who takes risks without hesitating. And I am the one who always worries about reality. Won't you miss dining out at fancy restaurants? Not as much as I'll miss you. He wraps me in a loving hug. You're not the only one who should have to make sacrifices. I love you as much as you love me. I'm ready to give up things for you, too. I know all the best places to order from, so at least the food will be good, I joke. Did I ever mention I'm a pro at cooking? I'll whip up a storm in the kitchen if you let me. Then we both have talents that we haven't shown each other, and I look forward to learning all about them. He strokes my hair, sensually, slowly. His fingers hook under the straps of my nightgown. His touch doesn't feel invasive or terrifying. Instead, it's beautiful and comforting.
I want to go with his flow and see what unfolds between us when I let go. After first-hand exposure to fame, I realized it's not the nightmare I imagined it be. I used to be deeply affected by negativity, so I was surprised to discover that none of it bothered me. I've grown a thicker skin during the time that I have spent alone, learning about myself. My connection to myself is stronger. I trust myself more and other people less. I feel safe in my skin no matter what other people say. Now I want to take a chance on my feelings. You asked me if I believed in magic, and I didn't before, but now I do. He hugs me tighter, like he's afraid of letting go. I melt into his warmth. There's a certainty in my chest, beating like a second heart. We will be so good together, even if nobody believes I do. Us meeting, talking, being here now, it's definitely magic. It is. And the rest of our lives will be even more magical because we met each other.
Thank you for listening to this audiobook. If you enjoyed this book, check out other books from me, available on Amazon. I write longer romance books too, with varying heat levels. Please subscribe to my channel for more. Hope you have a good day.